I am the director of site services for Autovol. I work with GC, the set crew, and everybody involved getting the modules erected and put into place. And we work together on structural connections, hold downs, bearing plates, and just getting the modules connected, dried in, and providing a great product to the GC and the developer on site. Right now on this site, we have 16 to 20 people working on the project at this point in time, erecting the modules. And that includes crane crew, Pacific West Builders crew, and the set crew. If it was a framing crews and drywall crews and electricians, there would be 40 to 50 people here, a minimum, trying to park, trying to, get into the site and everything with materials, and there's just not enough real estate here to do that. We have approximately 6 to 8 trucks or vehicles that we can park under the podium and just outside the podium, and we have no material trucks or anything like that coming in at this point in time because the modules are 90% complete. So we just transport the modules onto the street, crane lift them into position, and there's no extra materials on site being brought in. The modules are 1.6 miles away, stored at the San Jose Fairgrounds, stored on cribs, and they are ready for transport shuttle trucks to back under, hydraulically lift them up. They attach them to their trailer, they bring them directly to the site, and they're ready to crane up immediately as they arrive to site.
My name is Kenny Hall. I'm with Accuset Construction. We're out of Vancouver, Washington. We are setting the modular units here at Virginia Street Studios in San Jose. I manage the logistics, coordination, the crane coordination, and the set and connect of the modular units. Modular fits into it because of the schedule impact of going modular versus conventional build. You end up reducing your schedule time, which increases profits and ROIs for the investors and owners, but also reduces community impact for the neighboring properties and the different municipalities that deal with construction. Autovol is by far the most advanced manufacturing plant that we have worked with in terms of their quality, alignment of the units. I have never seen better. I've set thousands of boxes over the last 20 years, and I've never seen a project align as well as these boxes have. The alignment has been spectacular. The alignment of the boxes, the exterior walls, interior walls have been fantastic. The reduction in interior cracks due to their processes in the plant, I believe, are very well done and have reduced the site work required for after they're set on the interior finishes. Their project management team and their support they've offered us out here on site is fantastic as well, and they've been just wonderful to work with.
Hi, my name's Sean Jolly. I'm the project manager for Pacific West Builders for the Virginia Street Apartments here out in San Jose. It's a 301 unit studio apartment complex, 5 stories of wood over 1 of concrete. So I think originally the reasoning for modular especially in urban Bay Area jobs is you have some labor issues with both availability and also cost, right? So you have the first problem, which is a gigantic shortage of a labor force, especially in the Bay Area where things are so expensive, and a lot of your labor travels in from the Central Valley and such, and when there's work out there, those guys don't really want to come into the Bay Area. When you do modular, you can cut your on-site labor down drastically, and you can kind of control the labor force by having them in a factory in a place where they live and they go to work at the same place every day, and you have a factory environment where you have a manufacturing environment where you have people watching what's going on, and you have guys doing repeat tasks where they know exactly what needs to happen, and they're doing the same thing on the unit over and over again. Also, those guys in the factory a lot of guys in the field were piece workers, so you have some quality control issues with piece workers. They're all about getting as much done as quickly as possible, so the areas, the trickier areas they often avoid with, things that don't get done, or you end up having to babysit a lot of guys and make them go back and do the things they don't want to do. So, especially in urban environments, it makes a lot of sense to go modular for that reason, for labor alone. Then you also have kind of schedule constraints on sites, especially with trying to work around winter and work around rain. With modular, you can get all your substructure done, then you can come in and kind of get the whole thing set, in a month or two, get it dried in, and then you don't have to worry about the next winter. You really go from having a foundation to having basically a finished unit within a month or two, where you can walk in and you have a quiet unit, and you have a clean unit. You don't have trash all over the place. You don't have piles of 2x4s laying around, and end cuts of drywall, and a lot of stuff you have to deal with housekeeping on sites goes away. It also, sometimes you can convince the neighbors that it's also a lot quieter, right? Because you don't have 6 months of nail guns going off, and you don't have a lot of these traditional construction constraints. So I think it's a combination of the labor force and costs and time. I'm definitely convinced that it saves a ton of time. These are some really good looking units. They're spending a lot of time on the details and making sure, coordinating with us to make sure that exterior details are correct. You take someone in a unit and they'll have no idea that it was sitting in a parking lot yesterday, and now it's part of a building, and it's, you could go live in one of these things if you had power. It's pretty impressive, the quality that's come out of Autovol, and it's been a good experience so far. It's the first one, so we'll, check in with me in 6 months, and I'll give you the full report card.